studios negotiate.
The writer's strike continues to shut down all of Hollywood, and while the WGA has been striking for the past 3 months, actors have joined the strike. Well, what does this mean, and why is a stagehand of all people talking? Well, check into the end and stay a while.
This is an industry built on perception rather than fact, run by businessmen who only understand numbers and don't have a clue about what's good and what isn't.
The writer's strike started in May of 2023. However, it was 2 years in the making. During the pandemic, streaming services were dominating the internet. At a time when people couldn't go to the movie theaters while also seeing a decline in audiences during the years, streaming services like Hulu, Netflix, HBO Max, and Disney Plus were greatly used. However, there was a problem. Streaming services go directly to the company, not the box office or any union affiliated with the Hollywood industry. On top of that, view counts are hidden. Nobody knows the metrics of TV shows or movies that are watched, as movies that were supposed to go to movie theaters were moved to streaming services for the past 2 years. That led to actors like Scarlett Johansson suing Disney for a breach of contract, where Black Widow was supposed to see extended theater releases and saw a straight-to-streaming service move. During those 2 years, rampant production on many movies and TV shows led to burnouts, people sleeping in their cars, passing deadlines, and less pay, thus leading to what you're seeing now.
Hey, guess what, Mr. Krabs? Me and Squidward are gonna go on strike!
Writers from WGA East and West went on strike May 22nd of 2023, and it has been going on for 3 months and 5 days. I have been on the scene with many of the writers who say that contracts, fair pay, and a threat of AI are what they are fighting against, and for the studios to come into an agreement about fair pay agreements, fair contracts, and for AI to not replace them.
Well, a lot of that technology didn't exist when the last contract was made, so things like Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, there's no language in there to account for what should happen when people watch stuff on there, so they don't give us the numbers, we don't have any idea how many people are watching, and we're just not getting paid based on people who watch on those platforms, and that's where everybody watches now, so that's a big problem.
They're definitely a problem because they've created a curtain where we can't see what's going on behind it. We don't know who's watching what, so we don't know the value of any show, and so therefore we can't be compensated the way we used to be, and so they're trying to take all the value of the legacy services like cable and broadcast, and they're trying to hide it behind this curtain that's maybe even worth more because it's global, and we have no say or understanding of what the work we're doing really means.
Some of the issues are most of the streamers, a season is much shorter than it traditionally was in the past, so writers have a lot less time, they're staffed, or another issue is mini rooms where they're trying to get as much creativity as possible in the shortest amount of time as possible. But residuals is a huge deal with so many people, and that is what helped writers get a middle-class lifestyle for a long time, but now with the streamers owning worldwide rights, they can basically write one check at the beginning, and you're not getting a check in the mail all the time. That used to be the case when it would air in X amount of countries around the world.
Unions such as the DGA and IATSE are among others that stand in solidarity with the writers. It hasn't just affected writers, stagehands, cameramen, technicians, shop carps, prop masters, and even teamsters, you know, the guys that drive the trucks for the movies and Broadway, are affected by the yellow lines. Those who make the studio work are out of work.
Spare change, ma'am.
But it is not just them. Restaurants, small mom and pop shops have seen a loss of revenue for the past few months, causing the U.S. economy to lose $3 billion.
Hollywood's a real pretty town that's smack on top of all that black tar. By the time you realize you're sinking, it's too late.
Hollywood is a vast pile of tired ideas nowadays, but how do we confirm all this? A diminishing attendance, box office bombs, and dwindling subscriptions. These failures are caused by Hollywood refusing to take any risk. Studios will greenlight most things people don't want to watch. This is due to producers wanting easy money. They throw a billion ideas at the wall and see what sticks, and then make the writers write it. But these cash grabs have diminishing returns because audiences are tired of reused IPs with unattentive plot points. And when the audience does not agree with the product given to them, well, who gets the short end of the stick? Everyone that poured their time and sweat into the dead on a rival project. On top of that, writers have to write what the producer agrees on, and with little creative control, has to write it or risk a job in the process. Studios impose unrealistic deadlines so that they can find the next new thing and crush their creatives in the process, almost to where the studio is being run like a sweatshop. High demand, short deadlines, and faulty contracts. Writers are expected to make a good product, but are not given what they really need to make it happen, which would be a stake or residual in the show that they helped bring to life, like what they had when cable dominated. So the problem is, will Hollywood learn that maybe, just maybe, the way that they've been doing things, it's losing money? Maybe Hollywood will learn that being risk adverse and mistreating their talent is not good for anyone involved. The strike has brought Hollywood to a complete halt. Actors will not be able to promote any upcoming movies and TV shows. Even though everyone involved with this strike is losing money, they are being given an opportunity to learn an important lesson. From the producers to corporate execs, the question is, will they learn or will they take hits in the future? That we shall see.
1, 2, 3, 4, stop the strike and pay us more!